DiBiasE for Fanatics Views, and I'm sitting here with legendary defensive back, cornerback, man extraordinaire, DeAngelo Hall of the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Redskins as well, too. How you doing today, DeAngelo?
I'm doing good, bruh.
I know I just asked you that question in the press room as well, too, but thank you very much for giving us some of your time today. Now, now to continue where we were at, we were talking Redskins. What's going on with Dwayne Haskins? I liked how he looked the last 5 games this season. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. And the main thing that fans and people need to understand that it is a process. No one's expecting Dwayne to come in and be Tom Brady or be one of these elite quarterbacks right now. From the jump, from the time we drafted him, I just wanted to see him out there on the field and learn from actually being on the field. A lot of people learn from just watching, and it was plans to sit him and let him learn from the sideline. But I ultimately think when you're playing the quarterback position, if you really want to be elite, you have to actually see what it feels like to throw that out route. How does that corner drive on it? Because college and the NFL, it is totally different. And so I don't think you could have let him develop as a quarterback without putting him in those experiences. And so, the stats might not have looked great, but for me, it wasn't about the stats. It was about sitting and watching the game and watching how he processed things, watching how he called out protections, watching how one guy came free. What did he do? Was he scared to take a hit? And you saw him stand in the pocket and make good throws. Like I said, still has a long way to go, but got a lot of faith in this coaching staff that they're going to be able to develop him. And, this team's going to be really good moving forward, I got a feeling.
Sounds good. And real quick, they've just hired Rivera. How do you feel about the hire there, and where do you see the best fits at for the Redskins? Say maybe on the offensive side of the ball, like offensive line, maybe a wide receiver or something of that nature.
Yeah, I love the hiring of Ron Rivera. I think he's a coach with a proven track record, and that discipline I think is something that this team needed. When you think about what potentially could be on defense for the Washington Redskins if they do draft Chase Young with the 2nd overall pick, and you see the 49ers in this Super Bowl, and you think, wow, the Redskins could have a dominant defensive front when you got Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Ryan Kerrigan, Matt Ioannidis, Montez Sweat, and you draft Chase Young and add him into the equation. That's 5 first-round draft picks, man, on the defensive line. And to me, that's how you win football games, is controlling the line of scrimmage. And you ask, what do they need? There's a couple positions they need, but you can never have too many offensive linemen. We all know about the Trent Williams situation. We don't know if he'll be back or not, so I think that's the area of need, obviously. You got a young quarterback, you got to pair him with a young tackle. The best tackle on the board, and oddly enough, the best tackle on the board is from Louisville. He's from Virginia, he's from Richmond. It would make so much sense, but like I said, if you're able to get Chase Young with that number 2 picks in, what Bosa has done as a pass rusher, the impact he's had on the 49ers, defensive front, adding another guy like that to the mix too is not a bad idea either. So either way, for me, I'd be absolutely happy.
And what was this experience like when you were playing with Michael Vick in Atlanta? That was your original destination. And what was it like having Arthur Blank as an owner?
Oh, man, playing with Michael Vick was, extremely fun. Growing up watching Mike and just the meteoric rise to fame he had, and it was in an era where social media wasn't the driving force. It was local and national media that kind of took storm of Michael Vick. YouTube and all that was kind of just getting going, I think, or I don't even know if it was really even around for the early part of Mike's career. But just being around a guy like that, man, it was must-see TV. I can remember never sitting down on defense because we wanted to watch Mike kill the other team, watch him make a play. We didn't want to miss anything. And so, extremely humbling. It was in a time where Atlanta was the hip-hop capital of the world. You saw Diddy down there and Jay-Z down there just as much as you saw him in L.A. or New York. And so Def, it was just a special time in Atlanta, man. And Mike Vick was one of the driving forces. You think about hip-hop, the culture, the music. Mike Vick was a part of that, just really transcending sports.
And those black jerseys, too. And the black jerseys, too. All right, so who's your who's your favorite NBA team right now, or who is your favorite NBA team coming up?
I mean, I never really had a team per se. You know, I grew up in the Virginia Beach area, and so it wasn't the Wizards, you know, for me, or the Bullets at that, you know, for that chance. It was more so what players that I like. I always rock with different players. I see you got a Lakers hat on. Obviously, I was a huge Kobe Bryant fan. You know, he was instrumental in helping me kind of through my Achilles injury. And just, you know, watching his mentality, man. So, you know, I like the Lakers because of Kobe. I like the Bulls because of MJ. You know, I like LeBron. I like KD. I like Steph. You know, I root for guys that I know, that I have personal relationships with. But, I mean, I love basketball. I grew up an Allen Iverson fan, being from that 757 area. And so, like, I thought I was going to be in the NBA. Like, I used to get J.J. Redick work in high school. And he'll argue this, but we beat him in the state championship. And so I got game. I just didn't happen to be 6'4", 6'5". I'm 5'11", and so basketball really wasn't an option. But I've always loved basketball. So for me, I just enjoy watching teams compete and players go, you know, just go out there and have fun.
All right, one final question. In today's NFL, who are your top 5 cornerbacks?
I can't just pull 5 out, you know, off the top of my head without really sitting down and going through it. But if I can just name a few guys that, you know, that I love watching play, Stephon Gilmore's on that list. Marlon Humphrey's on that list. Marcus Peters, obviously. You know, I love that kid's game. You know, his attitude, his mindset. Quentin Dunbar is a young dude. I help develop as a player. I mean, he's a baller. You know, and I know I'm missing so many other guys. Sherman's been doing it for so long, man. You can't take away what he's been able to do. He's a baller. You know, it's so many players. McCourty, I just said what's up to him. He's doing his thing, the corner and the safety. You know, both brothers. And so, I mean, there's so many good players in this league, man, that, you know, it's hard to just put a label on it. And I know I'm missing some guys, so nobody get mad at me. But I mean, I just love watching pure guys go out and compete. Jaheir Alexander's on that list as well. Now that I think about Green Bay and watching him play, you know, so many guys I can name at the cornerback position that I enjoy watching, that play the game the right way, that use their technique, use their leverage, and they go get the football, man. Tre'Davious White, you know, you got to get the football, in my opinion, to be a good corner.
All right, man. Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time, DeAngelo. And it's your boy, Pop DiBiase, for Fanatics View, signing out.
What's up, sports fans? Breon Page here with Fanatics View. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed watching and you want to see more content, subscribe down below.